because you got to find the right vibe, I guess, and making sure you're friendly, but also if things need to be done, people aren't taking advantage of you.
Yeah, correct.
Because I when I got in a management role, there was times that I definitely was too playful and too happy go lucky.
Same.
And then there would be times where like I'd ask someone to do something,
and they just blow it off.
They would just blow it off, and I'd be like, no, I need you to do the trolls.
Yeah.
Like I really need you to. We want to go home.
I've had that so many times.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is Morokai with 2 eyes. We are back. We're on every single Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, 7 a.m. on Spotify and 4:30 p.m. on YouTube. Mate, I got inspired last night by one of the greatest background shows of all time.
No, it's very interesting. What was the show, out of curiosity?
It was Friends.
Okay.
Would you agree?
I must admit, I'm not a massive Friends person.
Get out.
Unfortunately, so just stand up and leave.
What would you consider better than Friends?
I would definitely rather watch Modern Family.
Oh yeah, that's good.
I would much rather watch
brought
Modern
it back.
Family.
Good job, bro. Brought it back. So this one, I would say it's like one of the top 10, top 5, top 3 best background shows of all time. I kind of treated it like how you treat, showing up to my place or showing up to any destination.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm really good at that. Like, I just give you a rough 2-hour window. At some stage, I'll be there.
Yeah,
but I can't specifically tell you when. It's a surprise.
If you ever invite Lee to somewhere, he'll do this. He'll go, mate, sweet, yeah, no, I'll be there anywhere from like 5, 5:30, 6, latest 6:30, maybe 7-ish, and then you go, hold on. That's a 2-hour gap.
It's like a picket. It's a lucky dip.
You've covered yourself, mate. But there was an episode where Phoebe had this game, right? And in this game, she would ask questions, and you had to answer as fast as possible, so without thinking, right?
Okay, yeah.
And there was a bit of drama in the episode because Joey thought he had a movie that was his big break, and he played the game with Chandler, and Chandler accidentally admitted, because he's playing this game without thinking, that he doesn't think it's going to be his big break.
Oh, okay, right.
So it gets answers out of you that you might not think are there.
Yeah. But you're almost just throwing something down just to throw something down.
It's the first thing that goes into your head.
Yeah, right.
So I went randomly, and I was like, I'm just going to throw one at you. And these questions can be ridiculous, but I thought it's a good way to start the show before we go into like workplace bullies, workplace altercations, and also if you've had a bad boss or bad employee.
Yeah, right, following.
So let's start off. Ready? Okay, so here it is. You're locked in a basement.
Okay.
For 6 months.
Oh, bloody hell, all right.
So what I'm going to do is when I tell you the items you can have, you need to answer in 3 seconds or less.
All right.
Try as best as you can.
Yeah.
Not to think.
Yep.
Okay. You get a flat screen TV. What brand is it?
LG.
Nice. Good brand. I would have also been like Samsung. That's a good one.
Yep, very true.
You get a streaming service. What are you choosing?
I'm choosing Foxtel.
Good call. Actually, very good call by you.
Because it actually pretty much has everything anyway.
It really does. That was very good by you.
The Simpsons are no longer going to be on Fox 8, so that is a big L.
And you love them.
I do love them.
You get one normal TV channel, 7, 9 or 10.
I'll go Channel 7.
Channel 7 News, mate.
Channel 7 News, but also the footy's on Channel 7, so you got to have that for the winter months. If it's the 6 months in winter.
Mm-hmm. You get one person in the world to join you in the basement. Who is it?
I'll bring Ali.
Fuck it. Bring the girlfriend.
Yeah, bring the girlfriend.
6 months alone in the basement.
It could be dangerous, but we've already lasted 6, so... Sounds like a sneaky little game.
Okay. You get to bring shampoo and moisturiser or conditioner and toothpaste.
I'll go conditioner, toothpaste.
Okay. You don't want shampoo and moisturiser?
Nah. I don't want a bad breath. 6 months in a basement.
Mm-hmm. You get to bring an Xbox or PlayStation?
PlayStation.
Very good call. Xbox does have the Game Pass, but PlayStation has been stepping up lately. You get to bring high-quality headphones or speakers?
I'll bring high-quality headphones.
Good call. With a girlfriend in there, you can have the privacy. Food, you get to bring fruit or vegetables?
I will bring fruit.
Yeah,
more of a fruit person than veg.
Food again, chicken or beef?
Chicken.
Salmon or calamari?
I will go salmon.
Yep, good call. I would like calamari, but salmon...
I feel like you can do more with salmon.
The macros in there are a lot better, I feel. Yeah. Ice cream or yogurt?
Ice cream.
Okay, so food-wise, you got fruit, chicken, salmon, and ice cream to look on to look after you. Okay. Once a week, you get an hour of bad claustrophobia or 30 minutes of blinded deaf.
I'll go claustrophobia.
An hour of like solid claustrophobia. Yeah. I would freak out if I was blind and deaf. Like I would be running around freaking out.
Same.
One celebrity who visits once a month.
Oh, let's go Jim Carrey.
Jim Carrey?
Yeah, of all people, that's the first thing that came to my head. It's that sort of game. It's that sort of game.
Fold out couch? Fold out double couch or single bed?
Fold out double couch.
Okay. A call once a week from a family member. Who is it?
Mum.
Okay. Home gym or personal chef?
Personal chef.
Ooh, okay. $20,000 cash to start a business online while in the basement, or $30,000 cash in 6 months' time?
$30,000 cash, 6 months' time.
Really?
Yeah.
You got $20,000 down there, 6 months, not doing much.
So that's all right. That's all right. Yeah,
okay.
That's all right.
You have the power to kill one person a day while in the basement of your choosing, or you can let one person out of any prison in the world a day.
I'll probably choose to kill someone.
To kill someone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Halfway through, 2 wild boars get dropped in the basement, or a crying 1-year-old.
I would much rather the wild boars.
It only takes one, you take the other.
I would. Yeah. No, I can't. I can't do a screaming kid. I can't do it, man. I can't do it.
All right. 3 months in the basement, and you either get a new roommate that's picked at random between Eminem, Rock, and Hugh Jackman, or you can choose $10,000 cash.
I'll go the first option. Yeah, just to change it up, because 3 months, after 3 months with just one person, you might want to,
That's it. Okay. Last question. 6 months in the basement, you can choose to leave and win an additional $100,000, or you choose to stay for another 5 years and end world hunger.
I'll just take the 100K.
After fighting a couple of wild boars.
Yeah. I don't know, man.
Getting sick of Eminem in the basement.
Like, every time, it's like every time I'm going to hear him sing cleaning out my closet. Like, come on, man. I was a little bit worried too, because if it's The Rock, like, yeah, he could teach me how to do gym. Then it's just going to be like, I'm The Rock. Look at me, I'm The Rock sort of thing. And it's just like, oh, yuck.
Oh,
that was good. I enjoyed that.
Yeah, that took me only 5 minutes, I think.
Yeah,
so
that
I was
was
like,
good.
if I were really in depth, and I was thinking some ridiculous shit, and I was like, nah. After I thought of the 2 wild boars or a 1-year-old, I'm like, yeah, you've hit Brink.
Yeah,
calm it down.
You've gone on that sort of like YouTube spiral where it's just like, why am I watching giraffes eat?
How long could you spend? I was thinking about this today, actually. How long could you spend when I was writing this?
Yeah,
man, when I've been sick, I could. Or after a big night out, I legitimately can spend my entire day in bed on my phone.
Oh, shit, yeah. No, I feel like that happens to almost everyone.
Yeah, I can spend a long time. Like a long, long time. TikTok especially, but back in the day, yeah, YouTube, those weird deep dives you would get into.
Yeah, it's just random too, because you'll actually be watching stuff that you wanted to watch.
Do you notice you always end up at animal fighting?
Yeah, it's always that. No, I completely and utterly agree with that statement. It's always like watching stuff that you really enjoy, which then swells off a little bit to maybe like fan theories or like fan service. You're like, that'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, next thing you know, it's bloody 2 Mexican fighting fish. And you're like, yeah, hang on a sec. How did we get here?
Yeah, some people have some interesting stuff. Or you somehow hit an algorithm where you're getting things with like 50 views.
Yeah. I remember I used to get hit with the BuzzFeed videos.
Oh, yeah.
All the time. And then I'd end up just on BuzzFeed for like 3 hours. And then the next thing I know, it's like 4 in the morning. I'm like, oh, no.
Oh. So, man, have you ever had, I guess, a bad boss or an even worse employee? Because either way, what do you reckon's worse, having a bad boss or a bad employee?
I feel like it depends on where you work. In all seriousness, I feel like it really comes down to where you work. I've only had the 2 jobs, and I feel like both my bosses I've been pretty lucky with. So I can't really speak on the bad boss front, but I would say if you did work at a place with a bad boss, if you had a right number of employees, then at least you like got good employees around you. But if it's just like, say, like you and your boss, like it's you and like a very small team, if you have a shit boss, I feel like that could really like ruin just wanting to go to work for yourself. Because you can sort of deal with a bad employee here or there.
Yep.
If they were all terrible, then geez, God help you.
When a workplace I used to have, I remember going in, and there were stages where it actually felt like school. Like I would go in, see. There would be around 80% of the roster was like solid, like 10 out of 10 people. And you'd go and you'd be like, oh my fucking God. Like no matter what, I'm getting someone. And if I get like three of those, oh mate, it's not going to be a bad work day.
Correct.
It's chill as anything.
Completely agree.
But there always seems to be that other 20%. I think also, I don't know if it's the yin or the yang or whatever it's called, but you can't.
The scales of justice or something.
You got to you can't
it has to like balance it out. You can't just all have good.
I feel like that's life though.
I think that's true.
You can't appreciate the good without having bad times. I wouldn't appreciate the relationship I'm in now if I didn't have the ones before it.
Yep.
Do you know what I mean?
Most definitely.
There's so many things you can go into. Anyway, the workplace I had, everyone was great. But then there was a couple of people that were just so annoying, and one of them was trying to rise through ranks to become a manager.
Yeah, so they're really sucking up to like the manager's ass and stuff.
Ass, and like when people want to go home, staying back extra for things that don't help everyone else out, just help them out.
Yeah, okay, like quite selfish in that sense as well.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. Because
would they sort of also do the thing where, like, say, like they credit themselves for work that they haven't done as well?
Yeah, a little bit. And
I always hated that.
That one can be pretty bad, but as we were watching it, we were like, oh my fucking God, we hate working with this person. What happens if they become the manager?
Well, that's even worse, yeah.
It is even worse. Some people are just
you don't want to
shocking.
take orders from someone that you don't get along with.
Yeah.
Like, you sort of detest it.
Yeah, because you got to find the right vibe, I guess, and making sure you're friendly, but also if things need to be done, people aren't taking advantage of you.
Yeah, correct.
Because when I got in a management role, there was times that I definitely was too playful and too happy go low.
Same.
And then there would be times where like I'd ask someone to do something,
and they just blow it off.
They would just blow it off, and I'd be like, "No, I need you to do the trolls.
Yeah.
Like I really need you to. We want to go home."
I've had that so many times. I feel like that's how I was until like a large core of like the people that I got along with. Probably until the people that I was working with were a bit younger than I, like in management. Because like when I became the assistant manager, a lot of my mates were sort of around the same sort of age, maybe a couple of years younger, but then it like really got down to like that sort of like 16-year-old group where it's like, I definitely have nothing in common with you. Like I'll have the polite like, hey, like what are your hobbies? Like, yeah, cool, you like footy or motorbike, that's awesome.
Yep.
And I'd leave it to about that much.
Yeah.
And it was 10 times easier to work that way.
It really is. And it annoys you when you get that sick message too.
Yeah,
because you're just like, oh, I've gotten too close with you where like I can't go off at you, but like I know you're not really that sick.
Yeah, that was I always hated that, and especially when you then end up working in an environment as well where you have your mates or like your colleagues on like a Facebook or an Instagram and all that, and you can just see them posting to that like they're like, no, I can't come in, I'm sorry, like I'm busy, but they won't really give you the reason, and then they've posted it on their socials, and you're just like, just be straight up and honest.
Yeah,
like
and
that makes me more angry.
Some people have the nerve. I've got someone in my life at the moment where she's working with someone who was talking about how they're injured, right? They have an injury and they're getting their doctor's notes, and they would reply last minute, and even they had set shifts, right? They literally had like, let's just say a Monday and a Wednesday, and then they would reply like on the Wednesday afternoon and be like, oh, sorry, I didn't know I had my shift today. And it's like, what are you talking about?
Yeah.
Like, nothing has ever changed. There's never been a conversation. You've seen the roster. There's 3 weeks in advance. All that kind of stuff. You know you got a bad employee. And it got to a stage where this person's saying, oh, I'm sick, I'm this and that. And then my friend walked in on her actually having a second job, like found her at a different location.
That's even worse.
And
just have that conversation.
But on the same day, got a doctor's note to her original place of work. And it's like, I know this is bullshit. Anyway, kept going, saying more serious injuries. And then they kept saying, okay, can you give us doctor's notes? Can you give us doctor's notes?
Yeah, because you legally need it.
Yeah, and when they're pushing back, you already know. Like, you just know they're bullshitting. Anyway, they finally got a doctor's note, and it was from, let's say today, right? The last day when it's like, we need like 5 of these. Yeah. Can you send them? And she's gotten it, and then she's done the thing where, I don't know if you know this, but if you go to a doctor's and you say, I need a sick note for yesterday and the day before, they go, okay, but it's not. And the way they write it isn't like this person was sick.
Yeah.
This person states they were sick on the 24th, 25th. This doctor's notes for the 26th.
Yeah.
So you can see it on the doctor's note. So they've got this doctor's note and they're going, so you're saying you're sick for 1 day out of the fucking week and a half that, anyway.
You've missed, yeah.
So that goes through and they all know it's bullshit. Anyway, they go, okay, what we need is you to send this through properly because you aren't sending the actual doctor's note. This person then has the nerve to be like, that's too personal.
You're kidding.
Yeah, and that's what I mean. 2022, 2023, man. People, it's like, so you can tell me you're sick, but you can't get it in writing because it's too personal. It's like,
that's bullshit.
You bitch. You know exactly what you're doing. You're going for that mental health kind of mate, some people...
That's just another spiral, though. It is so frustrating.
It is.
It is.
Especially after we spoke about what your girlfriend's dad's going through, where he tries to work full-time with stage 4 cancer.
Yeah, like he's still getting up every single day, like, and all that and everything.
And then you got these people faking sicknesses and...
It does give you a whole different perspective.
Just don't take the job. If you're going to be that type of person, don't take the job.
If you can juggle 2 jobs, and good on you. But if you're finding that you can't, then, well, something's got to give.
Yeah.
And
bad employees.
And trust me, like, you'll feel so much better as well for, like, letting one of them go. You'll be a much happier person.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to maybe people please or...
Yeah, you're holding on to toxic energy at best. I did have a bad boss once when, I think one of my first careers coming out of high school, I remember the guy, that was when, I'm not kidding, I think I was getting paid $11 an hour. Yeah,
$11?
$11 an hour. Maybe 13.
That's criminal.
So for me, I was like, this isn't my forever job. It started off as like helping out dad's friend.
I was going to say, it's usually a family friend, isn't it?
Yeah. And then as it went on,
you then sort of exploit.
They thought it was going to be like a career for me. And I was like, no, this is just...
It's just something. I just needed some money.
Yeah, and as I'm going through them, it's your classic, like, one person going house to house doing these jobs, and I'm just in the truck with them.
Yeah,
and, mate, I struggled sleeping when I was that age, and I would, like, try to sleep in the van and the truck, and this guy would just have a go at me all the time, just be like, no, study up on this book, and we'd get under houses because it was termite work, and you'd have to trench all around the house, and he was like a machine, like, just fucking going absolutely nuts, like someone like on coke, and I'm kind of just going through, just doing the normal work, and I think every single day he like had a go at me for something, and I'm just like,
yeah, well, that's shit as well,
man. Yeah, and then there was a time I remember we're going under this house, and I got pretty far under the house, and then I got very claustrophobic where I had to spray this gas. I was like, fuck, this is like too tight, like I can't do this. I'm freaking out, so I got out and I told him. Had a massive go at me for that. Then there was another time he had a massive go. And at the end, I'm just like, the fuck is this? Like,
yeah.
And when I told him I wanted to leave, he was happy as. Like, he was so happy, but being like fake about, you can have a new career in this or this. Yeah, no, I feel like you'd be great at this. But the whole thing is, there was another boss above us, so only 2 employees, me and him.
Yeah,
so I think I was taking away some of his pay by being on.
Yeah. Right, I'm following.
So he was trying to get...
I have heard it like that happening to a lot of like traders and stuff like that. So
he was trying to get rid of me constantly to the point where I was like...
Almost sabotaging your job, really.
Yeah,
like,
but
in a sense.
At least for me, I was like, this isn't something I do want to do anyway. So fuck you. I don't care. Like, I'm happy to go. But yeah, there's some people...
It's just a shit way to go about it, though.
And part of me goes like, were you a great employee? And I think probably not a great employee, but I was also
but
like
if you're always getting told
18 doing like what I needed to do for fucking $11
under
an hour.
minimum.
Like, like fucking
you're not going to be
spare set of hands for like $11 an hour.
Yeah, and at the start as well, I was doing this to help out a family friend too. Like I was just doing it out of generosity, like it helps take some pressure off you.
Yeah. There's it's so hard. I wish there was more trials in jobs like where you just work free for a week. Like everyone has
I think
them.
the problem is though with like those sort of trials is people don't want to work for free. Well, but then at the same time, this is the other thing as well that I keep on hearing is so many places like, oh, you need experience in this. Like, sorry, come back when you have experience. Like, how do you get experience if you're not even going to like let me try as
It's
well.
the biggest problem.
Like
isn't it?
that's such a catch-22.
Yeah,
You can't tell someone that they need experience, but then not at least give them a try. Like, or even just like monitor them. Be like, oh, we're gonna, like you said, have a 1 week trial period.
Yeah.
See how, if it's say with customer service, see how you interact with customers, etc., and all that. And then like if we're like, you bring a good energy, you're very uplifting, like and all that, you can hold conversation. Then like we're gonna hire you, and then maybe like you can reimburse that week's payment or something like that in like the next time they get paid or something.
If I could go back in time, I would do a heap of different jobs and say I'd work for free for like 2 weeks, especially when I was at home, just to try them out, because so many times you get a job and then you get in it and you're like, this actually sucks.
I feel
it's
like,
not bad, or the cruise shit.
I feel like so much of the time as well, just from like usually that first week's all right, but then you're not really seeing like I suppose the underlying issues are like those certain groups of mateships until like you're a couple of months in. It's like, oh, actually, like this person doesn't get along with this person, and actually now I don't like get along with that person, but they were so nice to me at the start when I first started. Yeah. And all that, because especially supermarket work, I feel like that happens all the time if you work in a supermarket.
Yeah, I
like those initial like year that you might be there, you might have like the best relationship with like say like the manager in fruit and veg.
Yep.
Then after 2 years, you're actually like, wow, this person's actually like really lazy. Like they don't really do a lot of work themselves.
There's so many clips.
Like there's always like people that like, I don't know, like you might be at the back like helping him move a pallet, but then he's like saying that maybe like you're not doing any work. Always throwing you under the bus. You almost feel like you're always getting into trouble. And you're like, hang on a sec.
Man, I so totally.
Like, that's not right.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, that was Morokai with 2 eyes. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.
Boom.
Boom.